Regie here, your friendly neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector, and I want to welcome you to another one of my videos. In this video, we are going to take a look at some comics that I'm going to be sending in to CGC. And I've actually been debating doing this submission for a little while, and I think the time is right to actually do it. And fingers crossed that everything comes back in a timely manner. The very first book that I'm going to send in is associated with a show that is going to be coming out on the Disney Plus streaming platform, and it is Moon Knight issue number 1. I was actually able to find maybe a dozen copies of this in the 100K collection, and this is probably the nicest of the copies. It's not perfect, but it should come back at a decent grade. Let's just say a respectable grade. So maybe an 8.5, maybe 8.5. So not terrible. The next two books are the same. And this was one of my favorite movies back in the day when it dropped because Arnold Schwarzenegger was in this one. This is issue number 1 of Predator. And this one's actually from Dark Horse. Gorgeous, reddish orange type of cover. And I actually, again, have 2 copies of that. These are pretty nice copies. They're not 9.8s. But they should be relatively high grade. So fingers crossed that a press does those well. And I think a press and a clean will help the Moon Knight book as well. Still probably going to be about an 8.5 is my guess. So we'll see what happens with that. This is a book that is just really cool. Just a really, really cool book. I've actually had this one in the collection probably for maybe 3 years. And it's been in my 2 CGC bin for all of that time, and I'm just now getting around to sending it. This is the silent issue. This is issue number 21 of G.I. Joe, and just a really, really cool book. I was able to find, I think, 1 or 2 other copies of this in the 100K collection, but they are both lower grade than this one. This is by far the nicest of them. Definitely not a 9.8, but it should be maybe a 9.2 or higher. So fingers crossed for that. Again, just a really, really awesome book. This next one is just a cool book. It's just a cool book. I've had this one in the collection for a while. I want to say that I bought this from Hijinks Comics in California back when I used to live in the San Francisco Bay Area. I do believe that that's where I picked this book up. This is the first appearance of Kraven the Hunter. This is Amazing Spider-Man issue number 15. This is not a high-grade book, but it is a nice book. Relatively clean book. No staple rust or any of that kind of stuff. No tears, but it is, a book that has been loved. It actually has a date here where somebody wrote in 5/12 there. But generally speaking, it is a nice copy of this book. So a clean and a press will go a long way with this one. And I have no clue. I haven't taken that close a look at it to know what the grade will be. But, maybe we can get a 5. Maybe we can get a 5 out of this one. Again, I need to take a much closer look to be able to do a better dirty grade of that one. This is a book that I picked up at a con. And I want to say, I'd lie, I can't remember which con it was, but it was a con in California. And this is a cool book for sure. And like the others, a press and a clean will do this book wonders. This is issue number 9 of Amazing Spider-Man. This is the first appearance of Electro. Maybe I am inspired by this movie that is going to be coming out featuring Spider-Man, but just a really cool book, and I cannot wait to have this one encapsulated. Just a cool book. I was flipping through it a short while ago, and it'll be nice to have it in some plastic and be able to hang it on the wall behind me and display a bunch of the Amazing Spider-Man books that are in my collection. Now, this last book that is sitting here on the desk is one that I do not think that I'm going to send it in. I do not think that I'm going to send it in, but it would be nice. It would be nice to send this one in, but I don't know. This one actually has a bunch of tape on the spine. And so I'm not quite sure if this is one that I want to send in versus one that I want to maybe try to upgrade a little bit later. So this is Amazing Spider-Man #1, but it's the annual. It is the annual, and just a really, really nice book. The first appearance of the Sinister Six. Yeah, this is a cool book. And like I said, there's a lot of tape that runs from about here all the way down, and then there's a little piece up here at the top. So a lot of staining. I think that this one could benefit definitely from a clean for certain, but you can see though that there's some yellowing that's going on in this area that may not be improved by a simple clean. So we'll see. We'll see. I need to noodle this one a little bit more. The paperwork for all of those have already been completed. It's literally on the screen in front of me. I have not entered this one in because, again, I'm still on the fence about that. But there are a ton of other Amazing Spider-Man books, low number, that I would want to send in to have graded. But in my head, I still have this belief that I'm going to upgrade some of those books, like the first appearance of Scorpion. Love that book. Would love to send that one in and have it graded, but my copy has some stains and some other things going on with it that I don't think warrants me sending it in to be graded. So a lot of these books, I hang on to them, keep in their raw format with the belief, again, that I may upgrade them at some point. So essentially that is the stack of books that I'm going to be sending in to CGC. I am actually going to expedite the 2 ASM books, the 9 and the 15. I'm actually going to do the express for those. The others, I'll just let those go through the process like they normally would. But I want to get the low number ASM back as soon as possible. So I'll pay a little bit more to do that. But it's kind of worth it. It's kind of worth it because those books are going to stay in the collection unless I find something out there to upgrade them. So anyway, with that said, I'm going to wrap this video up. I hope that you guys enjoyed this haul, if you will, of books that I'm going to be sending into CGC. Looking forward to doing the unboxing when these books make their way back to me. With that said, if you enjoyed this video, I want to encourage you to go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. And if you need to reach out to me, feel free to do that on Instagram at Regie Collects. Take care.